We had a Monday night doubleheader. I started watching these games around 9:45 California time. Did I want to watch that Dolphins game after you guys got me very unexcited about it? I did, and I will tell you what I think that it says about Tua, which everyone's saying anyway. Seahawks and Lions, they put up a show. That was a fun one to watch. We have Davante Adams on the show. I think he's hurt. How did he get hurt? Where's he at now? Is he playing this weekend? A lot of chatter. We're talking about Instagram, I guess, with Davante Adams when he comes to the show. If you have questions for me, hundreds of them. Maybe if you have a question for him that doesn't include the word trade, I'll be happy to ask Davante Adams that for you. And speaking of receivers, Rams wideout Tutu Atwell. He's more than a wideout, isn't he? He does a lot, and he has really been stepping up big time with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, down and out, and he is going to stop by and chat about a breakout year. Tuesday, we've got Matthew Hamilton on the program. Tuesdays welcome Davante Adams to the show. We have Tutu Atwell on the show, Super Bowl champion. He's got a ring. Hammy, I texted you about these games yesterday, and it's just the bleakness of the Twitter telling me about this, but I did, in fact, watch them because I knew you'd kill me if I did not. And
yeah, one
of them was a snoozer heard around the world. And I said this yesterday. It was a kind of a throwaway, but the NFL's kind of in a crawl right now. And I asked, there's a couple times I've asked you, Giants, Cowboys. There's a couple of wooftastic games in the mix here that hopefully those cobwebs get cleared out as it is now Spooktober, according to our guy, Taylor Lewan. Let's get it going.
There were some, as you would say, wooftastic games, but, I mean, you can't watch that Seahawks-Lions game and not be amped up. That was as good a game, as exciting a game, as many fireworks as you're going to see in an NFL game. So we got that at least.
Jared Goff has more receiving touchdowns than Travis Kelce. What? Thank you so much. Matthew Hamilton talked to you a bit. Davante Adams is on the show. And as Hamilton just mentioned, and as we will segue to that game, highest score of the year. It's amazing. And it was Jared Goff's night. Let's dig into it here. He lived up to that Mr. Perfect nickname. 18 for 18 on the night. He wouldn't miss. They tried. They did everything they could. He became the first player in NFL history to complete 100% of his passes in a game on 15 or more attempts, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also made this. Oh, my gosh. What's going on here? I don't know what I was seeing. I thought it was a little bleary, and he got a touchdown. I'm on Ross St. Brown. Who knew? We'll ask Davante Adams about that shortly. It might be the coolest stat line of a performance that we've seen in a while. Let's take a listen, speaking of cool, to Dan Campbell, who was asked about his quarterback's sterling game.
Yeah, well, I just gave the game ball to somebody else, so I feel awful right now. Yeah. No, I knew he played a heck of a game. I did not realize he was perfect. I did not know he was literally 18 for 18. But I knew he played really well. You could feel it.
Didn't give him the game ball. Woof. I can't blame Dan for not knowing because this game had a lot going on in it. And while the Lions flexed the offensive muscle last night, and everyone knows that they are a contender, the defense, there's some questions there I'd like to feel a little easier about as we head towards Halloween. Geno and the Seahawks, they get some credit. They were explosive. They looked awesome for sure. But the Lions defense gave up over 500 yards, 9 defensive penalties. Not what I want to see from my contender. So when you factor those in, it was kind of closer to 600 yards. If you factor in and carry the decimal of the penalties, they allowed the Seahawks to pick up 38 first downs. That's insane. 38 first downs, the most in NFL history by a losing team in a single game. They stepped up, though. They got 3 stops in the fourth quarter when it mattered, including a beauty, an interception from none other than Kirby Joseph. I mean, come on. Come on. We told you we are the show of record for ball hawks in the league. The Justin Simmonses, the Kirby Josephs. Who am I missing, Hamilton? Who got one? We had a couple more get some.
Xavier
McKinney. Yeah, McKinney had the 1-2-3 turkey going on. Like, we are the... I knew this was going to happen. And it's everyone. I said, I feel bad for Will Levis. And then I said, I feel bad for Geno Smith. And boom, Hammy. Hello. Hi, Hamilton. It happens.
Hey.
I don't know what's going on back there in that control room today. I don't know what is happening. But it was, I was thinking about the Lions this morning, and they came from, you think of where they were last year to this year. Like, they're dominant, they're whatever. But now looking at this team, and I know the defense, we got to fix some things there. But if this team's in the Super Bowl, like, I can picture it. Last year, it was like a dream, field of dreams, Mighty Ducks winning, like, cute story. You know what I mean? It was the annexation of Puerto Rico a little bit in my head. Like, I'd like to see it happen. It's sort of where I am with the Vikings. Like, I would like to see it, but do I really picture them there in a realistic way? The Lions this year, they belong in that game, and I could really see it happening. I'm buying it.
Yeah, and especially with the way the offense looked last night. I mean, Ben Johnson is the most creative play caller we have in the league right now. Getting to keep him and keep him away from those head coaching jobs this past offseason was such a huge win for Detroit. You're right; they got to get some things figured out with the defense, but I like what they have in that room. That young secondary is so skilled. It's just putting it all together that needs to happen.
And they got a bye week coming up, so they can rest easy on obviously a long week, a short week, whatever you want to call it, as we head towards week 5 now. The other game, Titans. I guess this is great. You know, we're going to give the Titans some love. Yes, we are. Hamilton and I exchanged many texts about this last night in the wee hours as he's in New York and I'm in L.A. A nice first career win, by the way, for head coach Brian Callahan. You got to celebrate those. You got to declare victory when you can. It wasn't pretty. Mason Rudolph, they were able to sort of get the job done. They will lose Will Levis early on with the shoulder injury. And let's take a listen. I think for the first time on our show ever, let's listen to Brian Callahan talk.
Will's healthy. He's our quarterback. It was not a decision based on anything other than his health and protecting him, particularly with the bye week and the shoulder that didn't feel great. I didn't want to put him back out there, and I knew I was going to run the ball quite a bit. So that was really what it factored. But he's our starter when he's healthy, and we're ready to roll with him.
Okay, so it sounds like Levis will be there after their Week 5 bye. Enough about offense, though. The credit we want to give, okay, and we'll, of course, talk about the Dolphins and all of that. But the defense, we should give it not an apology to, but a little... We only have 48 minutes of airtime. We have less than an hour to talk about 32 teams, and we have not given our due love to the Titans defense, which has been on a roll. And it's this thing that somehow ends up at the bottom of our rundown, and we run out of time because we ask a question or two more in an interview, and we don't get to it. We're getting to it right here to start the show. Okay, number 1 total in passing defense for the first 4 weeks of the season. This isn't just last night. This is not new, okay? They haven't played the heaviest competition. They haven't played the high hitters, whatever, but they've been dominant, and they are getting slept on. Harold Landry, another sack last night. That's 4 for him. Arden Key all over the place. L'Jarius Sneed, Chief No More, transforming the secondary, okay? They are a hard luck 1-3, okay? If they can stop turning it over, like, they were able to do last night somehow, they're not going to be an easy out for anybody. They're going to be a tough walk in the park. They're going to be a punch in the face. As for the Dolphins, Hamilton, I'm going to bring you in. Would you like to give a silver lining? Would you like to kick off our silver lining for the Dolphins? I'll play the violin.
It's tough right now. I mean, that offense couldn't get anything going. Again, a lot of it you got to credit Tennessee, but Tyreek frustrated on the sidelines. It's not good right now.
But I do like that McDaniel's like, he should be frustrated. He's a leader. He's passionate. I mean, can you imagine the things? They should have one of those TikTok lip readers. Dig into that. The ones that are always reading like Hailey Bieber and Kendall Jenner's lips at Paris Fashion Week. Like, they should really let one loose on Tyreek Hill to see what he must have been saying behind that sideline. And Mike McDaniel's hearing that, but he's focused. Like, that's a great coach. That is a great coach.
That is, yeah. You gotta let your guys be frustrated when stuff like this is going on. You can't pretend like everything's all good. And I think Wes Welker's eyes in the background of that play are a good indicator of what was being said too.
The thing is, there's a world of people, and I like that Twitter got this right last night, because I was all over Twitter last night, and it was a rough night for the Noctua crowd. Get it? Not Hawktua, Noctua. Get it?
See what you did.
It was tough for them because it's so obvious that how valuable he is and what he. And I saw that a lot. Like, this shows. It's nice when the IQ of the football fan puts it together. Like, yes, this minus this equals this guy's pretty valuable. He's worth every bit of the contract they gave him. So none of those mean tweeters about Tua have any legs to stand on. And by the way, we do have a report from Shefty this morning. Shefty NBA insider, question mark? Weird. He's been getting positive reports from neurologists. So good to hear that he's feeling better, and that it would be surprising if he didn't return this year. You just have to hope, obviously, that he's making the right decisions for himself, which is all that matters. But that's all. That was we got a good sweat in there. We got a sweat in there. I think we have Davante Adams on the show. We have Tutu Atwell on the show a little bit later. We've got some wide receivers. We're going to dish out some attaboys. Who deserves an attaboy? What was the play? Let us know. Oh, man. You did? Is Aiden Hutchinson on the show tomorrow, Hamilton? Hamilton, Aiden Hutchinson on tomorrow?
We're trying to figure out the placement there.
Oh, yeah, we'll have him on later this week. We're trying to figure out where to have Aiden. Friday, I think he'll be on the show. Aiden will be on Friday. And then who else we got coming on?
We have, Thursday we're going to talk to Thomas DeBeatroff. Excited to catch up with him and some of the GM things that are going on. Zach Moss, off of a big Bengals win.
I sent you that Mark Sanchez, Dan Patrick bite. You know what's so funny about that bite? Sanchez went on Dan Patrick and mentioned our kindergarten comp. And Dan is so smooth and so good that he was just like, congrats on the hair, on the bun. So then it made
congrats on being able to.
So Mark was saying he's like, okay, called me this, which I didn't. The internet did. So like he gave me credit for something I didn't even come up with, which was nice. But then mine seemed so sweaty compared to Dan's like, congrats on the hair. I was like, it's so well done. It's like the thing that only he and Eisen can do.
Yeah.
Like they can say the most in so little. And he killed that. I'll have to send that bite to Richard. It was very funny.
He really did. Yeah.
And now I was like, oh. But here I am like, look at what you look like, the kindergarten cop guy. Yes, sir. Can I help you? What? We're not. Thank you. Okay. And anything I should know about that, Hamilton? You want to? I know, but anything topical?
I can't. With Fresno State? Let's see. I think they're off to a good start to the year. Huh?
Are they? I didn't think you'd say that out loud, but okay.
Oh, they are? Damn.
They are?
I thought they were.
Bad losses. Ooh, ugly. Oh, no. 59-14.
No.
UNLV. Oof. Well, we're not going to bring that up.
Yeah. They got 3 wins in there. Beat up on New Mexico State a couple of weeks ago. And New Mexico. They got the whole state of New Mexico.
Hamilton, you got to put the injury in there. Eric.
Okay.
Or Hamilton or somebody.
Okay.
Get specific in there for me. Three-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler, Davante Adams on the program. Oh, Davante, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing this morning?
I'm really good. I like the Fresno State. I just looked at the record. I don't follow the college game. Looks like a couple tough losses, but have some wins in there, too. Why are we rocking the shirt today?
It was just in the front of the closet. I was supporting on Saturday, so I ran it back. It's a nice look. They win Adidas now, so I got to wear all the vintage stuff.
I love it. We're seeing a different part of your house, a little more of Davante Adams. We didn't see you on the field, which is rare. I feel like you always play in every game. It's super rare. How are you feeling?
Getting better every day. It's something that is very cliche, but it's something that we just got to take week to week at this point. I'm feeling much better than I was even, on game day. So we trending in the right direction.
What happened?
Just felt a little weird on the hammies on the Thursday practice last week, and obviously haven't missed a game in a while. So it was a very unfamiliar feeling having to watch the guys from the sideline other than preseason. So wasn't a fan of that, but I'm looking forward to getting back on the field.
I'd like to know what that was like, because you haven't missed a game since 2021. You're one of the most durable players out there. You're having to be on the sideline. What was going through your head? What was that experience?
It sucked. There's nothing worse than being a player that a team relies on and counts on, and then you feeling helpless because you can't really do anything. Being on the sideline and watching and supporting. I try to give all the support and guidance to the young guys as much as I can, but you start to miss it while you're out there. So definitely looking forward to getting back out there.
Now you're saying that. Are you playing this week? You got the Broncos, division rivalry.
Not sure yet. We're doing everything we can to get back on the field, and honestly, I don't know. So I'm trying to, get healthy and do everything that I can and to stay on top of that, because the worst thing that you could do, especially with a situation like a hammy, is try to force it, get out there, and then do long-term damage because you were trying to be greedy and not understand the process. So not fun at all not being out there, but I think my teammates will appreciate it more for the long run. You
and Max were out there. Did you have any takeaways from the game? Like, I was like, the deal, look, they're getting to the quarterback. They were doing their things. What were your takeaways from sort of seeing the game from a different perspective?
Well, this game is kind of the epitome of, next man up mentality. And I think everybody kind of, I know guys like DJ Turner, obviously Trey and Jacoby. Jacoby's been in a position where he's, he had a great season last year. And, he's not really the type of guy that needs something to happen for him to get a boost. But sometimes there's, it goes one way or the other. I feel like once you're behind and, you get thrusted into a position where now you expected to do more, you either fall off or, you come out and you put on and do your thing and hold your own. And that's what you've seen from a lot of those guys on Sunday.
You had a hamstring injury way back, like 2020, long time ago. Does this seem similar? How does it compare to that one?
No, actually, that one felt worse. So that's good news. I missed 2 games with that, and I think I could have played in the second one, honestly. So I'm optimistic, but definitely can't make any promises.
So this big story happens where they think your coach, or your coach did, I actually don't know, likes this post about you getting traded. When you heard of that, I guess my first question is, how soon did you hear from Coach?
I haven't heard from him. I haven't talked to him. So I haven't, I don't know. I don't really know exactly what that was about. Obviously, I got, social media is a beast. So it's a lot of people out there that saw it and, wondering what's going on and people reaching out. And I haven't spoke to him.
Well, I'm surprised by that. I would think okay. Well, I would think you work together every day. So if that, I would say, right. oh shoot, I accidentally hit that, I unliked it. Now it's this huge story. Is that just kind of like what the dynamic is? That's not something that you want to hear from him?
Honestly, it's hard to comment on. I'm sure you would imagine as such, but it's one of those situations where I just keep my head down and keep doing my thing and, let the chips fall where they may as it pertains to that. But I haven't, there's been no communication with anybody from the team since that became a thing. But, it's kind of just like the weekly what's up with Tay thing. It's always some sort of drama. But at the end of the day, 1-7 doesn't create any of it. So people can say what they want, but I'm just chilling, trying to be the model for, not stirring the pot and just locking in and doing what I got to do.
I know what you're doing. You've said it many times. You are focused. You want to be out there. You talk about being a Raider. You talk about your decision to all of these things. But it's not about you. It's almost like this other narrative. So it's like one of those things where, do you believe where there's smoke, there's fire? Because it seems like there's something going on here. How much do you think, and how much does it bother you when you keep hearing these trade things? Because I would be paranoid.
Yeah, it gets annoying for sure, but it's I'm one of those players that people like to talk about one way or the other. So thank God that he blessed me with the ability to just focus in on what I need to focus in on and not get sidetracked by any of the outside noise. So if better than anybody, we've talked about this many times, and I feel like that's why you have respect for me. If I was the type of guy that let certain things that people say on the outside get to me, then, I wouldn't be in a position that I am now. And I've had some ups and downs in the league, and through it all, I've just tried to stay like this and, do my part in that. So whatever else happens, what people are talking about, what people are tweeting, liking, whatever it is, I can't do anything about that. So I just focus on tape.
I think I respect so much among the many things, just your self-discipline and not I would be losing my mind. I would be, what did that mean? I would be going crazy. You don't even, they come to you at the quarterback situation, your voice, you're a veteran, you're the greatest players to ever play. This isn't like have you guys talked about these sort of rumors together? There's been no conversations at all?
I mean, it's obviously come up in certain times, but what you try to do, especially in a situation where, at this point it's weekly or bi-weekly where there's some sort of trade, something, or people talking about if I'm happy or, this or that. If I were to let that factor into my mindset or start to disturb me, then it would be a really long season. So I do a really good job. Like I said, thank God, at just focusing in on what I got to focus in on. And I legitimately don't care what people think at all. And I think that I'm extremely blessed to have that trait. Like I said, it's a very stressful game, and it's a lot of people that constantly, it's the business of entertainment. So people are going to be talking about what you say, what you did, and what you do, and what you're going to do constantly. So you got to find a way to be centered and just focus on yourself.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see you throw a touchdown like Amon-Ra did. Did you see that highlight?
I did.
Let's take a look. Jared Goff's getting a lot of love last night, 18 for 18 or whatever, but you were on receiver, you were on Netflix. You can't let your co-star outdo you like this. Talk me through this play. Yeah,
that kid right there he's the jack of all trades, not to mention Goff being covered and the late hand. We need to talk about the catch too. Honestly, that's low key late hands. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of late hand. I don't know about the high stepping after. I might have to say something to him about that next time I see him. But great ball, great catch, and I know that the stadium was going crazy.
Hold on, my producer's saying something in my ear. What? Oh, he said he threw it in the crowd. Would you have wanted him to? Would you have wanted to keep the ball?
Would I have wanted to keep the ball of my first passing touchdown?
Yeah, I want to see. I didn't see him throw it in the crowd. Can I see that again?
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
I didn't see that at the end. Let's recue that. By the way, we went and looked to see if you've ever thrown a touchdown pass. You haven't, but you threw a ball once. But let's talk through this again. He throws it into the crowd. What was he thinking?
Let me see. Did he throw it?
I don't know.
I didn't see that part.
Oh, it's not in this clip. Okay, sorry about that. That was a botched thing. It's okay. Go ahead, Davante.
I've thrown my fair share of footballs into the stands, but I'm not a big. That's an emotional deal. That's something that just happens. You never plan that because I think the last time I did it in Kansas City in 22, I got fined like $12,000 or something like that. So I'm not in the business of just giving away money like that. So I wouldn't advise that. And Goff is tripping too. I don't know if he ever scored a receiving touchdown. You got to keep that ball either way, whether it's for Amon or it's for Goff. Either way, you got to keep that one.
He never kept it. If you had to line up under center, if you got to for an entire game, what kind of stat line are you putting up?
Realistically, I would say we might be a little run heavy. First game. Okay. So if I had to guess, I would say they probably let me throw 15 passes, and I'll probably throw for 153 yards. But I'm going 12 for 15.
12 for 15. I love.
we throw screens and letting my guys get some yak.
I want you to pick two receivers that you would have in that game. Choose your starters. Ooh.
Guys that playing right now. I'm gonna go Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker.
Wow, smart answer. We love to hear that company man here. We're in the Fresno State. Oh, have you ever thrown a touchdown to Aaron Rodgers in practice? The whole control room's asking. Gotta ask you.
I have, and I wish I could get to it quick enough because I got the video on my phone. But it might take too long, and I don't want to get awkward. But I have.
No, please find it. Can you try to find it? I'd love to see that. And that happened in practice. While you're looking for it, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. Okay. You two can't avoid the storylines, can you? What's up with that?
I don't know. What are they talking about us? I don't know.
They're always talking about you, and I'm a little guilty about starring stuff between you two, but separately too. You know, Aaron Rodgers, the whole cadence conversation. What did you make of that?
I think I didn't make anything of it. I think everybody likes to make too much of nothing. And sometimes it's not, this is a grown man's game at the end of the day. And I think what people lose sight of sometimes is that this is not like we playing a kid's game, right? So you got Pop Warner stage, you got high school stage, you got college stage, where typically speaking, it's a little bit inappropriate to, give a little bit of static to your coach and go back and forth. But this is a bunch of grown-ass men playing a crazy game that's the most team game ever. It takes so much to be successful and to have a successful play, let alone a good game. So there's going to be a lot of different ideas. I mean, Aaron's 40 years old, too. That's another thing you got to take into account. Like, him and Salah are almost, I don't even know how old Salah is, but it can't be that much older than him. So being able to kind of work through things and let the tempers fly sometimes, like, that's a normal thing. And, we had that multiple times. Me and Matt weren't always perfectly on the same page in Green Bay. Me and Josh weren't always on perfect, the same page. So sometimes you just got to let grown men be grown men. And if Salah isn't having an issue with what he's doing, then you gotta take it for what it is, and don't make more than what you need to make in certain situations.
I was hearing lots of people, greats, MVP, like Matt Ryan, saying, Aaron's got to say, you get on my page. You got to rise to where I am. I am the quarterback, the MVP multiple times over, all of that. And everyone's saying that, but how do you do it? I still don't understand how you did it. And you did it slowly over years, and I know we're trying to get Garrett Wilson to the right speed and all of that. Like, how do you do it? How do you get to his level? And it's really not even getting to his level. It's getting his trust and then not losing it. Correct.
And it's something that, like I've talked about multiple times, it's something that takes a long time to establish. But when Aaron's all about the attention to detail. So snap count, that's attention to detail. We got to be locked in on something like that. We always talked about in Green Bay, the play is hard enough to win on its own. So let's not lose it pre-snap. At least make it, a competitive thing. Sometimes you're going to get outmanned. Sometimes you're going to get out-muscled. And, sometimes a guy's going to be faster than you. But make the control variable. At least let's get our pre-snap operation smooth. And, everybody hears the same snap count in the huddle. So there's really no excuse for some of these things. So holding people accountable, I agree. Sometimes that's what you got to do versus trying to run from it and, have certain consequences if guys can't get right. And that's the winning culture that we had in Green Bay, and that's why, we had so many successful years. Obviously didn't win a Super Bowl, which sucked, but my last 3 years there, 13 games, 3 years in a row. That doesn't happen by on accident. So you got to be detailed, and you got to, demand the most from your teammates.
When I think about you and your happiness, and I was thinking about, Brady and Baker had this another stupid miscommunication moment where Brady's saying it's fun to win Super Bowls, and then people were thinking Baker saying you have to have fun. How much does fun matter to you at this point in your career?
I mean, it's always, that'll never change. I forget who says it, but somebody said the moment I stop having fun with it, I'll be done with it. And that's 100% how I feel about this game. I mean, it's a great game. It's giving us so many different opportunities, the money, the notoriety, fame for some people. And at the end of the day, you got to figure out what it means to you. And if it's just going through the motions and playing ball and you're not enjoying it, then, for anybody, I would suggest that you move on from the game. So I'm having a lot of fun, and I want to continue doing that. So that's the best way.
Love to hear that. I want to show you the play before we let you go, the Garrett Wilson play, because nobody can help translate this better than you. You know which one I'm talking about. Let's cue it up here. Fourth quarter miscommunication, and he got those Aaron Rodgers eyes. Talk me through what happened here.
Yeah, I mean, just based off of the coverage, you get in like a two shell, cover four. Obviously, Aaron was hoping that he would have gotten his head around a little sooner, to kind of put it on him and make the field goal a little bit easier. And I think sometimes it's not always easier. It's not always easy to do that on the fly because you got to read coverage. But that's one of those plays that Aaron and I had many of those early on in my career where we didn't link up on it. And then hopefully that'll be a moment for Garrett to kind of learn from, and now he'll know for the next time. And Aaron's the type of guy, he may be in a huddle and he'll tell you in a 2-minute situation at the end of the game, 46 seconds left in the game, and he'll say, "Hey, Tate or Garrett, you remember back in 2022 when we got that one look and you didn't look quick enough. Like I need you to just get your eyes around quick." So, just filing that away in your memory bank dealing with the elephant, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You got to be able to recall and correct some of those mistakes.
Davante, I think you miss him.
How could you not? How could you not?
Just hearing you talk about him, it's an amazing thing that I just think you missed him. That's all I'm going to say. But we'll see if you play this week against the Broncos, who just beat the Jets. So we'll get into that. And what I'm hearing is that here's what a lot of people think you may never play another down as a Raider. What would you say to that?
All I can control is this talk we're having right here, and then after we're done with this, all I can control is the next thing that I'm on to. So I'm gonna get up in a minute and get a nice workout in, and that's all I can control.
31 teams are about to go at 32, including you're just gonna. Here's the thing: you have the chance to shut the door, but it's not. Here, this is what I'm hearing from Davante. It's not about you. It's you are settled and you're on to the next, and there's a lot more going on. I hope you hear from your coach today.
Yeah, I do too.
Thank you. Oh, boy. Thank you, Davante Adams. Appreciate you. Feel better, most importantly. And hopefully, I don't know, an injury meant more time with his beautiful family as well. We'll be back after this. Tutu Atwell on the show. Tutu!
How you doing?
Good. Oh, Matthew.
That was something.
I have so much respect for him.
Yeah.
I love hearing him talk about Aaron. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love hearing him talk about Aaron.
Yeah.
Love.
No, there's clearly so much love there still, so much respect, and
they miss each other.
They do miss each other.
I just think they do.
Yeah.
The second I saw that play, I said, Hamilton, that's the one. Cue it up for Adams.
Yeah.
Now, imagine it's all been said with him not texting him.
Yeah.
That's a little wild.
It clearly makes him feel a type of way, and it should. I mean, you would think something like that is out there. It's so public. You'd want to address it as the head coach.
That went exactly how I told you it would go.
Yep. Yes, it did.
Richard, out of what I don't know what is happening with the bearded one back there. He's literally like, ask him why he threw it on the stand. He's yelling into my ear about. At least it was clear, kind of. Why wouldn't I? It's your. Oh. Oh, no, I think it's just part of the show. Mm-hmm. The third time you did it. Say it again. What was the best answer? Are you joking? You tell that Tutu Atwell he's got a tough act to follow, and he better be ready to go. I can't wait to talk to him. Back on Up and Adams, it's time for Pick Me Up. These are waiver wire grabs for your fantasy pleasure. Today, I'm going to give you 3 wide receivers. We had Davante Adams. You got Tutu Atwell coming up. How about Xavier Legette? He was so happy. I mean, first Panthers game without Adam Thielen, and Xavier got fed. 10 targets. He racked up 76 total yards and a score. Wan'Dale Robinson turning into a PPR monster just in time for October and Halloween. Only his teammate Malik Neighbors has more catches than the 18 that he has over the last 2 weeks. If you're in a PPR league, snag him. And that's right, you better pick up my boy Tutu Atwell. He stepped up with Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. They were down and out. And his 175 yards over the last 2 weeks rank 8th, top 10 in the NFL over that span. Speaking of Tutu.
Tutu Atwell, fast becoming a favorite target. Looking for Tutu. Oh, it's almost Willie Mays-ish.
Okay, let's bring in a guy averaging. This is crazy. You're averaging over 20 yards per reception this year for these LA Rams, huh?
Yes, ma'am. How you doing? Good morning.
I'm so good. Good morning. Good to see you. A Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl 56. You are, almost more importantly, an ambassador for the American Cancer Society NFL Crucial Catch campaign. Tutu Atwell, welcome to the show. How are you this morning?
I'm good, and you?
I'm really, really good. I mean, I'm not averaging 20 yards a pop.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to get into Crucial Catch here in a moment, but let's take it to an NFL catch, shall we? The 50-yarder against your division rival Niners, setting up the game-tying touchdown. Can you talk me through this?
You know, we was down, just needed a play to somebody make a big play, and you know, I'm here for these moments. Matthew trusts me, and just told him to throw it up, and I'm gonna go get it.
I mean, did you really just have to make Charvarius Ward look that bad? I mean, that's a friend of the show. That's a friend of ours.
I mean, hey, man, I had to go get it, man, for my team to come out with a big win.
You just
That's what I did.
Cruised right past him. What is it like? You know, I went at training camp. I went to visit the Rams. I didn't get to say hi to you, sadly, but I sat with Caleb Williams, and you sit with the Aaron Rodgers and the C.J. Strouds, and they all say Matthew. They're jealous of you two, that you get to play with Matthew. What in your eyes is so special about him? What sets him apart?
Man, he's a different cat, man. You know, just he make the games easier. You know, he makes sure the whole offense is put together and there. Even when he called the plays, make sure everybody do their assignment, make sure everybody has knowing what they're doing, and he just make the games go flow and make it way much easier for us.
How long do you think he's going to play?
I don't know. Hopefully, probably 4 more years while I'm there. I don't know.
Do you guys talk to him like he's an old head or whatever everybody says? Is it? Do you guys, you know, give him grief like that or no?
I mean, yes. But I talk to him like as a teammate. You know, we can relate. I talk to him as I talk to everybody else. He's a great guy. We understand each other, and he just be there for us a lot.
What is it about McVay? And he's just wired kind of differently. But you have like these, you know, the Cooper Kupps, the Puka Nacuas, you know, a guy who, even just Puka Nacua breaking out. Now you're having this amazing breakout season. What does it say about your coach for seeing something in you and putting you in the right spot to get that opportunity?
Sean is a mastermind. You know, he create all type of plays for his guys. He knows what he's doing. He know how to set plays up. He's a great guy, man. I love Coach McVay, and he just put us in the right position to make plays.
You have let's see, you're home this Sunday at SoFi. Maybe I'll go to that game. Maybe I'll come meet you, Tutu. That'd be fun. You got the Packers. Pass defense allowing 12.2 yards per reception. That's third worst in the league. You are averaging, as I've said, 20.3 yards per reception. That's second in the league in that category. What's going to happen? What are you envisioning for yourself against that secondary?
My vision is to make some more big plays for the team and hopefully come out with the win.
Hopefully come out with the win. Did you see Amon-Ra throw a touchdown yesterday?
Say it again?
Did you see Amon-Ra St. Brown throw a touchdown yesterday?
Yes, I seen it, actually. I seen it. It was a good throw.
I'd like to see you. Davante Adams talked me through it. I think we can wind it up. Talk me through this. We got to get Sean to let you unleash this.
So when I seen it yesterday, we kind of did something like this last week when I threw it. Well, not last week, the week before when we played San Francisco. Like a little handoff reverse. And I tried to throw it to I threw it to DeMarcus Robinson on the goal line. Not in the goal line, but he stepped out. But the play we called it was Tutu train.
No, it wasn't really.
Yes, and Sean we was practicing all week, and Sean was basically saying, "Hey, I'm gonna call this." So when he called it, I told the market, I'm like, hey, if the safety come up, I'm going to throw it. So just go to the end zone, I'm going to throw it.
Well, hold on. Davante Adams, one of the best players ever. He wasn't as confident about throwing it, and he hasn't. You are a quarterback, right?
Yes.
You are a state champion at Miami Northwestern, I do believe.
Yes.
So why haven't we? We got to get more of this going on, Sean. We got to bring that back then, the Tutu train.
We gonna keep it in our back pocket. We gonna hold on to it. We want everybody knowing that.
I keep hearing these rumors, right? Because Rashee Rice is gone. The Chiefs need somebody. Super Bowl. Cooper Kupp keeps coming up. What do you want to say about that? His name keeps coming up in these trade talks, Tutu.
Cooper ain't going nowhere. Everybody know that. Cooper ain't going nowhere, man.
I don't know if you keep playing this well and you're having this amazing, you're envisioning this amazing thing, like maybe they can get rid of Cooper.
I don't know, but we know Cooper Kupp is not going nowhere.
I love that. When you look ahead at this matchup, what kind of sticks out? I know you're focused. You want to have a great game. You seem to be manifesting things. What's the one thing you're really focused on headed towards Week 5?
Just coming out, just having a great game and coming out healthy. That's the first and foremost, the first thing. We got some good DBs going against Jair. Great DB. He went to Louisville just like me. Great guy. I know him. He was actually, when I went to my visit, he was my host. So, it's good to play against him and, have a good matchup. Yeah.
Jair, I need to know, take me to the beginning. That is a sitcom. There could be a television show made about Jair hosting people on visits. What was that like?
When I came in, because Louisville recruited me as an athlete, and, it was one of my top offers coming out of high school. And just pretty much, man, when I got there, he was my host and, did a couple good things, with a host, went to party, whatever the case may be. But, I had a good time, and I chose Louisville.
And what's it going to be like with him out there? He does a lot of this.
No, we got a connection. We're gonna play some good football. We're gonna compete, but trash talk, we close, so it won't be that much trash talking.
Yeah, and he clearly did a great job recruiting because you went there.
Yes.
You went to high school at Teddy Bridgewater. You were a quarterback. I don't know what the play is. I think we have a Louisville play. Tell me about this.
Oh, that was way back. So this was the bowl game versus
Music
Mississippi
City Bowl.
Yeah, Music City Bowl. On this game, I actually got the school record on this game. But this play right here, man, I don't even know what the name of the play was. Malik threw it to me, and I just threw it, Marshawn.
I need to forward that play to Coach McVay. It sounds like that's amazing. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised Stafford likes you, and he doesn't think you're trying to take his job. Nah,
I be telling all the time, man. I still got it, so
We got to bring the Tutu train back. I want to talk about Crucial Catch before we let you go because of course, it's been around for a long time. It is an initiative between the NFL and the American Cancer Society promoting the risk, the reduction, early detection, which is so important, of cancer. It's been a partnership since 2009, and you, my friend, are an ambassador for this initiative. Why?
Man, I had a cousin, I had a granddad that passed away from cancer. So, I just wanted to put my face on it and just, to represent and let people know and get it out there, because it hurts to know when people going through them type of things. And I just want to be there for people.
I'm sorry, I'm sending love. I know your cousin Tyra, your Aunt Harriet also is a cancer survivor.
Yes.
Of lung cancer. And it's something that affects absolutely everyone. And here's how fans can get involved. There's grants you can be a part of, community health centers, health systems in under-resourced areas, the areas that really, really need the help. You can go to NFL.com/crucialcatch to donate. And it's all about additional screenings, nearest facilities. It's not one of those things that you can put in the back of your head and you got to do it. You got to do it and have early detection. It's really a big thing that you're a part of this.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I get you.
Okay, we're going to play one quick game before you go. My amazing producer, Tiara, came up with a little something. I haven't seen it yet, but here, she whipped this up. It's a game called To Be or Not To Be. You've been an LA Ram your whole career. I'm going to ask you some typical LA things, and you tell me if you're into them. You say to be, And if you're not, you say not to be, okay?
Okay.
Taking a hike on a day off, to be or not to be?
To be.
You do? You like hiking?
I like to explore sometimes.
You and I are going to be friends. I live in LA also, and I love hiking. Catching a ride in a Cybertruck. Are you into Cybertrucks or no? To be or not to be?
To be.
You like them? They're too big. Can you imagine parallel parking one of those things, Tutu?
Yeah, I wanted one. I don't know. My birthday coming up. I'm still deciding, you know.
Yeah, Matthew should buy you one. Leaving the house during rush hour traffic. To be or not to be?
Not to be.
No. Okay. In and out.
It's
To
really
be or not
funny.
to be?
It's really funny because we was in Chicago, and day traffic is worse, I think.
You think?
I mean, we was in traffic for a long time.
I'm from Chicago. Did you have fun? Was it cold?
No, it wasn't cold. It was good weather, actually.
Yeah. I don't know
I'm
if I
glad
like
it wasn't
you.
cold, but I don't like the cold.
Don't come on my show, Tutu, and start talking badly about Chicago. How about red carpet events? Are you into the Hollywood scene, to be or not to be?
In between.
Okay. Horoscopes, to be or not to be?
Say it again.
Horoscopes, like zodiac signs, all that kind of stuff.
Not to be.
Not to be. Spending all day at the beach, to be or not to be?
Not to be.
Rams Nation is the best fan base in LA, to be or not to be?
To be.
To be. Very amazing. Okay, good luck against the Packers. I know you got to go. We got to whip up the Tutu train. NFL.com/crucial catch to donate and support, and we thank you for all of the hard work you're doing.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Tutu Atwell. I cannot wait to see this touchdown, and I just can't wait to see them take on the Packers this weekend. Those Rams making it happen despite some injuries, always adversity. We'll be back after this on Up and Adams. Speaking of Adams, Davante. Woo! Okay. Sorry, I think we've got lots of time. We should talk about Davante. Let's come out talking about Davante. That's fine. That's fine. Hamilton want to make fun of my shoes? I've got my Merrills on. Go ahead, Hamilton. Go ahead.
Are you an old man? I don't know. This is
most comfortable.
This is really something.
Ever.
I thought they were going to be made out of denim again.
No, those are only for special occasions.
Okay.
It's very cool. I don't know. That's what Haley Heckman dressed me this morning, and she said, "I'm going to make you cool." I have a bodysuit that's got cutouts up to my ribs. I look like I'm in 90210 from the 90s.
I trust her way more than I would trust me, so I can't say anything.
Why would somebody say
also,
Davante agreeing to this type of Q&A weekly must be regretful on his behalf? Why would somebody say that? Rude.
I don't know. Yeah. Also, Tutu's face when you asked about the visit, I don't know if I want to know what happened on that Louisville visit.
Well, he said parties. He said whatever. Tutu's fun. I liked him.
Yeah, he was great.
Coming here talking about Chicago traffic.
Yeah. The smile on his face. I feel like it was an eventful visit. Yeah.
I mean, just the Jair matchup. I'm glad we got into that.
That's going to be, that's great.
And the throwing thing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
He's breaking some of Teddy Bridgewater's high school records at that school.
The fact that
cool.
by the way, you guys think, I hope nobody out there thinks I knew that Teddy Bridgewater was on his team. Obviously, Hamilton texted me that late in the game. That all came together.
Footsteps there and at,
that was about the most live television segment we've done in a while. Great grabbing the footage, control room, killing it. I don't know where that came from. How the heck did that happen? That was great. Tierra. Crushed.
That was really cool. Yeah.
I don't know.
What?
Oh, shoot. This thing came out.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Bang, bang, Niners win. Back on the win train. over here in MetLife. Win, baby!
He's back at it in the dub column.
Sunday Night Football!
That's a dub.
Dummy!
I just gotta say, this is why I came here.
You want to talk about a resilient group? We got one right here in this room. Whatever it takes, whoever it takes, however long it takes, finish with the win. And that's what we did today.
You keep doing what you do. You stay in the fight. I give us a chance against anybody.
I really want to challenge us. How great can we be? Just 1 week at a time. Let's continue to get better.
Still a lot left out there. We know how damn good we can be. Who they think gonna beat the Bengals? We keep pushing. Chiefs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
You know what time it is. Tuesdays, not just Davante Adams days, but it's time for...
Oh, boy!
My voice is so great. Do you want to come hang out with me or do you want to stay over there? Come on, really? Come hang out with me. I'd like you to come hang out with me. We're going to give out... We have plenty of time.
We do.
This is Eric. How do you feel about Tutu Atwell saying he's going to destroy your Packers team this week?
Well, we're going to have a little revenge on our mind after that blowout to the Vikings, but I did call it, Kay, and that's how you know I'm not a true homer and I'm not completely delusional.
Are you mic'd up?
No.
Oh, this is fun.
I'm coming off of your
Get
mic.
over here.
Hi.
I think we should give an attaboy.
Attaboy!
To your favorite team in the NFL, the Bears, if you will. For my pleasure. Let's do it. How about running back DeAndre Swift, former Lion, averaging under 2 yards per carry over the first 3 weeks. Bears fans growing restless with the run game. Swift answered in a huge way on Sunday. Attaboy! DeAndre racked up. I mean, this is a good game for him. 93 on the ground. Medic, please. 72 through the air. That's 165 total if you do the math, and if somebody did. He scored this dagger. But did you see this touchdown? Give it an attaboy.
Attaboy! Swifty Swift!
This was a beautiful thing here. 165 yards, second most a Bears running back has had in a game in the last 6 seasons. It's no coincidence that the boom in the backfield led to Caleb having his highest completion percentage. He looked pretty good. He didn't kill it for fantasy like I thought he would in DFS. I think that's okay. It's not about him. It's about DeAndre Swift. Who else should we give an attaboy to? You go for it. You do it.
Next up, Falcons linebacker Troy Anderson.
Woo, 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 woo. Did you see the pick 6 from the third-year linebacker out of Montana State? What did you think of that?
Look at that. Breaking it out.
Look at that.
Look at
that.
Wide receiver. Come on.
The reason I like it, it was a big-time turning point in this game, right? It wasn't all he did that game. Anderson also racked up 16 tackles. What a day. Atta baby. Atta baby. He made third down stops. He had red zone stops. He was all over the field. Monster performance. Can you believe it's October?
Spooktober.
Are you a pumpkin spice latte guy?
I'm pumpkin
Are
candles.
You?
Pumpkin candles from
Really?
Michael's. Yeah, the cheap ones. You know, you get them for like $2.
There's pumpkin Kit Kats. We should try them.
I'm into it.
If you think I don't have them at my house, you're wrong. They're ready to go. Finally, we love a defensive player. See that Broncos locker? We have to open that this week.
We do.
We do. They got to win over the Jets. We should open it. We maybe open it today. Pat Surtain, he had a beautiful performance. Garrett Wilson's a punching bag on the show today. I'm so sorry. And the Jets, the box score probably won't jump out at you. But this was lockdown stuff here. Entire game against Aaron Rodgers, he allowed just 2 catches for 23 yards.
Attaboy!
Attaboy! Do you like seeing Aaron Rodgers fail?
No.
What a question.
I don't like to see anybody fail, Kay. I'm a very
That was
positive
such a Walter
person.
Cronkite question. Diane Sawyer over here.
Come on,
Do you enjoy seeing
Do you
that
enjoy
happen? He shadowed Garrett Wilson for 2/3 of the game. It's crazy. Minimized the impact as much as he could. Rodgers took 47 dropbacks, and only threw Surtain's way 3 times. So I've been saying this for years, and Hamilton can come in here right now. We want a shutdown corner. We want a Revis Island. We wanted this. We wanted that. It's Patrick Surtain, is it not, Matthew Hamilton? Come join frickin' Frack over here.
It
he doesn't even have a mic,
is.
this
And,
poor child.
I'll get Mike next week.
And if Davante is on the field this weekend, that's who he's going to be seeing a lot. So that's going to be an incredible matchup.
Can we talk about Davante?
Oh.
Can we just, the tea is so hot.
Do you know who Davante said are the 3 cornerbacks that ever shut him down?
What?
Aqib Talib, Richard Sherman, and Pat Surtain.
He said that on Max Crosby's podcast?
He did say that.
There you go.
There you go.
And what did you want me to ask him that I didn't ask him? This is the producer of that segment. This is Eric. What was the question? I read it.
Well, you know, the question is just like this defense is popping off.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they doing this year? That's like, what is he adding to that mix? That's just making them so dominant and such a tough out this year. Because there was very little expectations of the Broncos going in this year, at least for me.
Hammy, what was your takeaway from the Davante Adams talk today?
I was thinking about it more, and again, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but just Antonio Pierce not reaching out after that happened. It just Davante was so vocal about him getting that head coaching job, removing the interim tag, making Antonio the head coach. If he did like that, if he didn't say anything to him, if he doesn't say anything to him, I think I would be really pissed off because, again, like I think Davante was his biggest advocate and might be the biggest reason he has that head coaching job. So have your guys back.
Yeah, what's weirder? Pierce not reaching out proactive. But I mean, that's kind of why I said to him, like, what's the dynamic? Yeah. How do you guys operate? And I wanted to get there as a follow. Like, is that stand out as weird for you? Is that alarming? I think what I wanted to ask him that I didn't was more, do you think there's truth to it? That's what I would have liked to have asked. Like, do you think, I don't think Davante is dying to get traded. I think he's fine. I think he's really trying to just be the best player. I like that he said he's having fun. He's not like, I hate it here. He's not saying I want to go somewhere else, but he also isn't closing that door because I think we can infer maybe that he thinks that where there's smoke, there's fire, which I've said 90. If I had a drink every time today, I've said where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm so sorry. I don't know.
I think the fire alarms are going off after this one. No, a little bit.
I don't know if I love that, but I mean, but if he can go win a Super Bowl, I don't hate that for him. And he misses air. You could tell he misses air.
Yeah. But yeah, he had every chance to shut it down today, and he didn't. So that speaks louder than anything else.
But I don't think it's about him. But just so it's clear, like I don't think it's about him saying, "I want to bounce." I think he's the bystander in this, saying like, I feel like he's the one out of control of the situation. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I just don't know how that communication shuts down like that.
Adam, boy, with my Merrills. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Thanks.